Akaroa Wairewa Community Board, welcome Pam, we're in your hands.
An interesting time of the year, thank goodness for the rain at the weekend, and the water supplies are probably looking a little better and we're all feeling a little more comfortable. There was flooding for 5 minutes. I'm sorry I instigated such a friendly opening to the meeting. Anyway, if you, these minutes seem to be very old. They go back to the 17th of December 2014. So we're just signing them off. But 2.3 there. The historic areas of Akaroa are very important, and it's an issue that we need to work through with our community to resolve issues around the Akaroa Design and Appearance Committee and what's in the district plan. So we have got a workshop later in April, following the release of the district plan, to look at a few things that are in the district plan with this particular group. If we move over the page and we look at 5.3, which is about the freedom camping and what has been achieved in Akaroa, I think it's been a very successful program. It's a managed process using the tools that were available in the toolbox at the time, and that's been very successful. But we have had other areas now that have come up with that have got issues. They're not. We don't actually think that they're related to. We may have shifted the problem somewhere else. Maybe it has. But the problem, if you see from the Wainui residents now, that it's beginning to escalate in their particular area too. So we're looking at other areas that we need to work through with that community. But having information available for the tourists is very important, and I think that the success also is down to that there has been discussions between the council staff and the Akaroa District Promotions to look at areas where they might sort of allow some parking to take place. And of course, in the area that we've been managing, we have got some areas that are small areas that are managing for freedom campers. But of course, we'd like them to stay in campergrounds to support those businesses that are in our town, to keep our town alive. So that moves on to the report that's in here today, the freedom camping, and we are a little our board is concerned that we actually weren't part of that discussion right from before this paper has come to the table, and that perhaps we weren't involved in that early process of putting this report together. Yeah, that's regarding the freedom campers. If we move over the page to briefings on page 9. Now, look, I just want to give an excellence award to one of your staff members. We could give them to lots of staff members, but look, we do really appreciate working with your staff members, and Andrew Hensley is a fine young man who's been working in our community, both with the community members and the community board itself. And we're delighted to be able to work alongside him. If we move over the page to Andrew Hensley, we gave him an excellence award yesterday. He came back to a board meeting, but Andrew works with our community. He works very closely with people that complain or have issues that need to be resolved, and he's got a good working relationship. He seems to have a good way of working with people. Appreciate that. Over the page, if we item number 11 in the elected members information exchange is about the Akaroa Service Centre, and it's about a lot of other community facilities in Akaroa that seems to be stories that are being told within our communities, and the right information is not being given to our communities soon enough. And we are concerned about our service centre in Akaroa and where we might go, and the talk of location and co-location, and that the board hasn't been involved in any of these discussions at all. We feel a bit in the dark ourselves, along with our community who are feeling very frustrated. So we would like to see that is beefed up, and that we hear a bit more. So those are just a few highlights from the minutes, and as I drove in today, it just reminds me that we are still in earthquake mode. The cruise ships are in Akaroa still, and we're coming down to the end of this season. But all of these things, the earthquakes are continuing to impact on our communities, and we need to acknowledge that.
Can apparently be moved together. Thank you, Daryl. So the report is moved by Andrew and seconded by Jimmy. and that includes all Part B and C items if we need to move those separately. No discussion? If not, I'll put everything all at once. Those in favour, please say aye. Those opposed, carried. And that's the report as a whole. Is that enough moving, Daryl? Yeah, no problem. All done? Right, great.